Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's speed build is actually for a rental that I built in Mt Komorebi back in mid-November or so. It was right after the pack came out. I actually built this on my old laptop, which was kind of a nightmare to try to record it on there. That's why there's going to be a little block towards the bottom right corner. I had to actually use a screen recorder instead of OBS, which is what I've been using on the desktop that I built over the holidays. But it is definitely definitely not something I would recommend to try and record or even really play The Sims 4 on a laptop. I know that laptop is it's like 4 or 5 years old now, and it takes forever to load, takes a long time to do everything. Um, and I'd been meaning to upgrade to a desktop for a while, and I finally did, so I've been recording everything on there. But this one is definitely back from November. But it is a one-bedroom rental that you can actually add into Mount Komorebi World and rent it out. It's probably ideal for maybe like a young couple or a couple friends or even just maybe like an artist or someone just looking to get away. I'm calling this the pond rental because I ended up putting like a big pond around this side that we're looking at now that's got all sorts of landscaping and rocks and things like that all around it, just to make it feel a little more natural, a little more out in the woods, even though it's technically, I think I built this in the more modern part of the town. But it is only base game and Snowy Escape, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's just those two packs. I did try to limit it so that more people can download it if they want to. So it's a small lot. You could technically switch it to make it just a residential lot if you'd rather just live there instead of vacation there. And I am very distracted by my cat right now. She keeps sitting in front of my monitors on the desk trying to play with the video and the cursors, and then she just is very fascinated by this whole setup I've got going on right now. But the lot, it's coming along. It's definitely not the longest speed build. It's pretty short. It's just a small one. I did have a lot of issues though with the platforms. This was right after that update was released and after Snowy Escape came out, and they just I ended up cutting out a whole part for the bedroom where I was trying to put half of it up on a platform, and the little up and down arrows for the platform feature just were grayed out. They weren't working. I had to start and restart and undo things and go back, and finally I settled on something that was mostly what I was going for. It's not exactly perfect, and not exactly what I was aiming for originally, but it worked. And it's the same thing here with this little lake pond that I put around it. I tried to do it all the way around, but you can't actually put it underneath like I originally was hoping I might find a way to do. So I ended up cutting out a lot of this that's on the left side of the build and by the stairs, because it just was not working out the way I wanted it to. So it's only on this side that we're looking at here, and it took forever to place all of those little rocks. I cut some of that out as well. But it came along pretty nicely. I do like how it turned out. It's I think it's the only house I've actually built in Mount Komorebi yet, but I love playing in that world. I've just, the festivals and the Festival of Youth and just all of it. I love all the features and stuff that's added to the game. It's probably one of my favorite packs that they've done, especially in recent years. Although Seasons is definitely my favorite of the lot, I think, at least for the expansion packs. I've only recently actually gotten all of the stuff packs. The bowling the bowling pack is the one I've gotten most recently, and I still haven't even played with it or looked at it. I think I do want to build some sort of bowling alley. I was thinking maybe something where you walk in on the main level and the stairs go down into what would technically be a basement, but you've got like that view just looking down on all the alleys and all the neon lights and everything just all lit up. I think that would look pretty cool, so I think I'm gonna try that out at some point. As you can see, we're coming along, starting to get to the inside, mess around a little bit with the windows here and there. I did put the kitchen in this corner up where these windows are, and it was a little bit of a mess trying to figure out exactly how to place the counter so that you could have somewhere that you could actually cook, but also have a fridge and have a sink, but not be right up against the windows, because that would be a little bit weird to have, the fridge pressed right up against like the windows, or even just the counters right up against the windows. It's kind of defeats the purpose of having all those windows. Um, but it's definitely a little bit of a cramped space. I did get enough space in here to have a little spot to dine, and then it ends up with a little, I want to say it was a two-seater sofa and a little TV. And then this bedroom, I don't remember how much of it I cut out, but I did try platforming half of it. I did end up getting it on a platform. It's just not as high as I originally wanted, but I cut out a lot of me messing around with that because it was just kind of a nightmare to try to get it where I want it, because there were so many bugs with the feature, and there still are some bugs, but not as bad as it used to be. It's definitely improved somewhat, but I still have problems actually getting it to go to the heights I want, or to get the right shapes or layouts and different things. And I have a cat visitor again. Merida. Uh, you know what? I think I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of her doing this and actually put it in the video. And that'll be a good little cover at one point for there's a little watermark there on the bottom right for that screen recorder I had to use. I think it was Vidmore. Yeah, it was Vidmore. But I've moved on to using OBS on my desktop now that I actually have a desktop that can handle doing that, because when I was doing it on my laptop, it used to work, and then it started having a lot of issues, where it would record for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, and I would be like, all right, it's good. I'm just gonna open up The Sims and start building, and then I'll, exit out when I'm done with whatever build I'm working on, and then I'll stop the recording there. But then I would end up building and building and finishing a whole lot, and then I would come out of the game and check OBS, and it would have just completely stopped and just shut down. So I would get maybe like 5 or 10 minutes recording of a like 2 or 3 hour build, which is not ideal when you're trying to actually make a video to post for a speed build. So, I tried to make it work. This one actually, it came out. I just had to use a different system, but now I've actually got a computer that can handle it, and it's really, really great. It's definitely a little distracting for the cats because it lights up. I've got an open case, and it's got all sorts of different light up fans and RAM and things like that, and they're just endlessly fascinated with it. Like, completely all the time while I'm working or while I'm just building or playing a game or something. They are over here pawing at it, very confused. The one likes to actually sleep on top of it because it gets warm in the evenings after I've worked like all day, and then put, however much extra load on it when I'm, playing a game or recording and playing a game or different things like that. But I mean, I've got one of those, I guess it's technically like a decorative ladder. It's supposed to be like a shelf that you display where it kind of leans against the wall. It's the IKEA one. And I bought it specifically for the cats because they like to sit on my lap and sit around on the desk and just kind of try to be everywhere. So I've got it like right up against the wall next to my desk, and I've got a little cat bed on it for Merida, who is the one that's pawing at the screen right now. I've got like a little pet safe like heater under the bed and under a blanket, and that is where she naps most of the day and evening while I'm working, or while I'm playing video games, or while I'm sitting here doing voiceovers and editing or whatever it is that I'm doing. But she loves that. She rolls over to one side and toasts herself, and then she rolls to the other side, and then on her back and on her tummy, and then she finally gets down when she gets overheated and sprawls out where she is right now in between my two monitors, just kind of staring at me. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a lot to spend on something that I basically just use for cat beds. But I mean, the top shelves technically have little decorative things. I've got like a bottle of it's brown sugar bourbon, which is really good, and like this little Meow Wolf plushie that I got from it was in Santa Fe. They've got like a Meow Wolf. Is it Meow Wolf? I think it's Meow Wolf is what it's called. It's like a quirky, fun museum. There's all sorts of like different things in there. It's pretty cool. I would definitely check it out if you're ever in the area. But it's this cool little plushie that's up there, and I put it up there to get it out of reach of the cats. They don't really pay attention to the top two shelves because they're very small and closer together, so they can't really hop up there and stand there without sort of crouching down, and it's not as easy for them to actually get up there. And then I've got like a little, it used to have a succulent in it. It's just a little pot for a plant, but when I first moved here, they realized there were plants in those, and the one cat decided he was just gonna eat them and dig them up. So the plants have to go outside now, but it's winter, so they can't actually go outside. So we're trying to figure that out. I might make, I don't know, like a raised bed. I know I've got some friends that have that. But anyway, I'm totally ignoring the build, but you can see we are past the pond stage, moving on to a little bit of flowers here and there, everything coming out nicely. I did end up, I always hate how they do that terrain paint like around like a lot where it's just like completely sand. And then I'm like, I want, you know, like a green, I want this to be a green lot, but this is the only lot that looks like the right size, or maybe just, you know, the view when you actually post to the gallery is fine. Which there's one lot, I don't remember which one it is off the top of my head, but when you post it to the gallery, there's just like that pole right in front of the picture, and it's so annoying. But yeah, we're almost done here. We just got a little bit of landscaping, little final touches here, nothing too crazy, but I do love how this pond turned out. Like, it just, I've always wanted to, I would love to live in a place like this. I would just love that. But I've always wanted to do something similar to this. But this is just the perfect world. And those red trees, I love those trees. I wish we had more different types of trees like that. They were more multicolored or more red, or just, you know, from different areas of the world, instead of a lot of stuff that's mostly Western societies, Europe, North America, especially in that. But I mean, you know, it kind of is what it is. But we're almost done here. I did mess around with the bedroom a little bit. There's nothing too fancy in there, just a bed and a wardrobe, some lights, and I think I put something, I did put some decorations on the wall. Yeah, I'm looking at it now on my other screen. So yeah, it's just a very cheap rental, nothing too fancy. I did try to limit it. I think it's around like 23,000 simoleons or so, so you could technically, you know, get it with not too much for like a starter home if you took out some of the landscaping. A lot of the money went into the landscaping, so I definitely cut down a little bit on what was inside to make the outside look as nice as I think it looks. I hope you guys, but it's up on the gallery. If you guys like this video, leave a comment, a like, or subscribe, any of those fun YouTube things, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye everyone.